Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Modern Mining. Today we're going to be doing a pretty cool upgrade to my mining farm. I'm not going to be getting additional AI rigs or anything like that, but we're actually going to increase the stability of the mining farm, which is a pretty big aspect because once you get one of those AI jobs, you want to make sure that you keep it. And what we're doing today is going to help with that a lot. So after a quick word from our sponsor, let's get into it. Are you looking for a more reliable mining pool, one that provides top-tier transparency, practical tools, and great stability? If so, today's sponsor, ViaBTC, might be right for you. ViaBTC is the perfect mining pool for DIY miners, small home miners, or even medium to large mining operations. There's a reason that ViaBTC is the top Dogecoin and Litecoin mining pool and a top 3 Bitcoin mining pool. The community has obviously decided to trust ViaBTC due to them being extremely consistent, secure, and having flexible payouts. They've operated for over 10 years with no security incidents. That's pretty impressive in the crypto space. ViaBTC just also upgraded their auto withdrawal process to switch between 2 payout modes: pay by account balance and pay by daily earnings. Check out my sign up link down below, and I'll also leave a link to their Telegram group. Thanks to ViaBTC, and let's get back to the video. So quick status update here. I've made a couple changes. In one of the last videos, I sold off those two 3090s and all of the RAM. I made off like a bandit with the RAM. So you guys remember I had 8 sticks for a total of 256 gigabytes of, I guess that's server style, I forget what you even call that. I had purchased it for $320 in July, and after eBay fees, I sold it for $860 in December. So about 5 months, almost tripled my money on the RAM alone. Is pretty awesome win. I've sold one of the 3090s for what was it, $650, and I bought that one for $550, so $100 profit there. And this other one has not sold yet, but I have had a couple people ask in the $700 range, which will also be about $100 profit. Still not sure what I'm going to do with the power supplies or the motherboards. I guess if anyone needs 1000 watt power supplies and or kind of these server style cases that have multiple X16 PCIe slots, let me know, because I'm not currently doing anything with these right now. So as far as the other cards, 5090 is not running today. It has been rented basically 100% for the past month, and that is why we're doing this video today, because it's not rented. 4090s have been on salad, averaging $8 to $10 a day, really not bad. And my 3090s I've actually put back on salad because they were not rented on OctaSpace for months, like a month, and then I was like, all right, I got to do something with them. So I put them on salad. Generally, they're running 6 cents high-power jobs, so I'm only profiting a couple cents an hour, but still better than sitting there doing nothing. It gets me to a salad payment faster, at least. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do today now that our 5090 does not have a job. So if you guys remember, I was having quite a bit of power outages and also internet drops that was really affecting my uptime on my jobs. Luckily, since I've got that UDM Pro, the new router, that's fixed a lot of my internet issues, and also my power drops have just surprisingly stopped happening as well. They were always instantaneous, so power would go off and then literally 5 seconds later it'd come back on, but that was still enough to knock me off every single job I had. Well, today this got sent over for a video review, not on this channel, on my other review video, so this is not sponsored on this channel. This is a GOLDENMATE UPS, so, and this could be totally wrong, but I believe that's uninterruptible power supply, which is going to be awesome for my mining farm here. Basically, this is going to kick on automatically when the power drops and provide power to any devices that are plugged into it. In this case, this is a 1500 watt, I believe. So we're going to be able to basically run 1500 watts for 1 hour. And my plan for it, let me walk you through that. So this is the first time I'm actually taking a look at this thing. It has a lot of outlets. So we've got 8 outlets on here. It actually takes a little C19 cable that it comes with that plugs into a standard 15 amp outlet. It also has one of these USB-B cables, not sure what that's for. But my plan here, because 1500 watts is really not a ton. My 5090 rig will normally pull like 800 watts if it's maxed out on CPU and on GPU, which is honestly not that common. So what is my plan? I would like to be able to, if I have an instantaneous power drop, to be able to save some of my mining jobs. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to save all 7 of them. That's just way too much power for this little thing. But honestly, with if it was like an instantaneous drop, then that maybe would work, but I bet all of the wattage of these combined at one time would still be too much for that. Additionally, even when the power's not out, they would all still need to be plugged into here, which wouldn't be good. So I'm going to use this on one rig, which will obviously be my 5090 rig because it is the most expensive card I have, generates the most money per hour, and the one I most want to make sure that I don't lose jobs once I have them. But I can't run AI jobs without internet. And so along with the 5090, we're also going to be plugging in my UDM Pro, which is right here. If you didn't see me set that up in one of my videos, I'll link that up in the top right. And then we'll also need to plug in my modem to there, which is back there. So in total, we'll have the router, the modem, and the 5090 all plugged into this uninterruptible power supply. People are going to make fun of me if that's not correct. And that will allow us to basically keep our jobs even when the power goes out, assuming the internet doesn't go out too, like a tree fell and took out the line or something like that. So let's get this thing hooked up. I waited quite a few weeks until my 5090 didn't have a job. So let's go ahead and get this turned off before I pick one up. Reach in here, and there we go. So let's start setting this thing up, see how easy it is. Well, the first thing I'm gonna have to do here is back up my car. I can never get parked just perfectly, so I can't get across here, so let me back up. Okay, so I think I'm gonna set this right here where my old ASIC miners used to sit. This should work perfectly. So I'll get these cables out of here. Eventually, once I move those ASICs back, I'll have to put them somewhere else. Maybe I can squeeze them in on these shelves, though I know the water-cooled DG Home 1, you don't want to lay on its side, or maybe one of the two sides, so I just need to keep that in mind. But for now, this should be totally fine. We want the display out front. And let's put this thing right here. You guys are probably wondering, isn't it January 5th and I'm out here in shorts and a t-shirt? Well, it's been a very mild winter so far. So right now it's 72 in the garage and 65 outside. So I actually turned off most of my miners that are inside because I came home from work and the house is very hot. Good and bad. I would rather it stay cold, but that's just because I'm a crypto miner. So, all right, let's plug this in the back. So I want to, I've got 2 of these power strips, each of them with 3 rigs on them. So I need to figure out which power strip is my 5090 going to, because this will be the one that I actually plug my UPS into. But first we'll just go ahead and plug our first device into the UPS right here. And then I need to plug in the UPS itself with this C19 cable, which is pretty nice that it comes with that. And this will just run into that power supply, or this power strip, which this power strip is strong enough. This is basically equally as strong as the wires that are in the wall, so nothing to worry about there. Plug that in, and let's see if it turns on. While we're back here, we may as well grab the modem and the UDM Pro power cables. I thought I was maybe gonna have to run an extension cord up to there to power both of those, but I think it's gonna be fine. I am gonna lose all of my salad jobs when I unplug these, which is a bit unfortunate, but honestly, I just need to do it. I've been delaying for a really long time. There's a chance that if I do it quickly that maybe we recover them in time. So the Spectrum is right here. I'm gonna quickly run that down to here, and then my other one is coming into, I think, right here actually, so I'll run that down as well. Super quick. I'm going to use 2 hands on it. Well, I was super fast on getting them plugged in, but I didn't realize that I had to actually turn this on by holding the power button here. And now we can see, so input from the wall, this unit itself is pulling 150-ish watts, 124 volts. It is fully charged, and then it is outputting to both my router and my modem. It looks like 30 watts. So an added benefit of this that's actually going to be pretty sweet is this will act like a power monitor for my 5090 rig. So let's go ahead and turn this on. And it's not going to draw a ton of power just yet, but boom, we can immediately see starts drawing 150 watts as opposed to the 30. So that's going to be pretty cool. Obviously the biggest benefit is that now I can lose power and still keep my 5090 jobs. But that's also a nice cool feature that I'm going to actually be able to kind of monitor the power just at a glance, though I do have these smart plugs right here, so I can already see that if I want, but this will kind of be staring us in the face. Now, in a minute here, I'll talk about, do I actually think it's worth the investment to get an uninterruptible power supply for your rigs? And the short answer, I think, is probably not, but I did get this for free, so that's why I'm using it. It looks like my screen turned off. It would be nice if that stayed on 24/7, but all right, let's log into my 5090. We'll get it back searching for jobs on OctaSpace, and then we'll check on a couple other things. I guess technically, I should probably try to pull out the power cable and see, does this thing keep running, pulling 116 watts right now. So let's try that. That is this cable right here. It gives us a nice beep. And there we go. Look, it is still outputting off the battery, 102 watts. My UDM Pro is still working right there. This rig is still up and running. And it's just constantly giving us a beep and a red flashing light indicating that it is not getting power from the wall. So let's plug that back in, which will simulate a power on event right here. And it should switch right back to the grid power. There we go. You might have been able to see that light. You could actually hear it click onto the power source from the wall instead of the battery itself. So overall, seems to be working very well. Let's go hop into the computer. All right, so let's quickly set up the 5090 now that we have it plugged in. And then we'll take a look at a couple other interesting things that have happened since the last time I made a video. Actually looks like it already booted right up into OctaSpace Node Manager, so we don't really need to do anything else there. I'll go ahead and disconnect, and hopefully that finds a job pretty quickly. So just for reference, I'm running my 5090 at 22 cents per hour, which if we take a look at the marketplace, it looks like the lowest listing's at 17 cents, and then ours should pop up right here, which looks like it already did, so that was pretty quick. I don't have it underclocked, which means that I do get mining jobs relatively frequently, but they're still profitable, so I'd rather it be doing something than nothing at all. If we take a look at the sessions here, we can see over the past few months how well it's been doing. So right here, we had a 13-day session on Jensen, which means that Jensen is a low power utilization. So this was a really nice, we were getting paid our full rate for very low power for almost half a month. That was pretty sweet. Recently, we had 24 hours of mining. We had 4 days of mining here, another day of mining here. So it's been, unfortunately, mostly mining. 2 more full days of mining down here. But that 12 days of Jensen, that's what you want to see. We made 336 OctaSpace just from that job. So that's what I'm hoping I'm getting. I think if you put an overclock on your rig, or an underclock I should say, it would prevent miners from getting on, and hopefully you get more Jensen type low power jobs. But if you do that, then you also might not get rented for a few weeks. So you kind of need to balance out, would you rather protect your hardware and not have jobs for a while, or and you could also run an idle job while you aren't actually getting AI jobs, which maybe I need to look into doing that, because that actually seems like a pretty good idea. Speaking of that, I do have an idle job on that rig, which we can see up right here. So we should be able to see that running. While we're on here, I'll quickly show you my salad dashboard. Let's see if we lost all those jobs. That'll be interesting. I'm assuming we did. Looks like this one saved. Maybe a couple of them saved. So like I said, I put my 3090s back on here, at least 2 of the 3, And you can see I basically had full jobs on 3090s and 4090s over the past 24 hours, which aggregate is going to be about $11.4. And basically every day I've been fluctuating between $10 and $14 over the past month. So it's obviously been pretty decent. I'm sitting at a $950 in my current balance. Once I get up to, I think it's 1,080, then I can actually purchase, oh, it's 1,090. Then I'll be able to purchase that $1,000 PayPal gift card, and I'll make a video on that. So getting very close there. Another thing I want to talk about is the Quai project. I made a video on the soap project that they came out with, and it's actually been killing it. So it's only been live for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it's taken in 203,000, or let's see, no, total Quai burned, 6.5 million Quai burned, and that's $280,000 of buy pressure on the coin. And we're actually seeing it reflect in the price graph. So if we take a look at Quai here, over the last 30 days, where is it? Over the last 30 days, it's up 86%, and over the last 2 weeks, it's up 72%, which on the year chart still is a pretty small amount right there, but I'm still mining and holding all of my Quai to see if we can get back to some of these crazy like 12-cent ranges, or maybe even back to the 36-cent range. It seems like something is actually working with this whole protocol where the more hash rate it gets, the more blocks they find, the more they burn. So that's pretty exciting and is kind of getting me excited about mining again. I like how you can see these 7-day charts and see that, yes, the hash rates are still increasing on all these chains, which in turn means more revenue, more Quai being bought and then sold. So pretty cool right there. Lastly, if anyone's interested in that GoldenMate battery backup, I was incorrect when I said 1,500 watts. It's 1,000 watts. It's $370 on Amazon. I guess back to the main point of, do I think that you should buy UPSs for AI rigs? In general, I would say probably not. Unless you have like a 5X 5090 rig, then probably worth it, but you would need like a huge UPS for that. Just for the price of $370, you could basically buy half a 3090 or put that towards a 4090 or 5090, something that's actually going to make you money. Now, if you have super unreliable power, maybe it would be worth it to you. But in general, I would say probably not worth getting just for crypto mining or AI. And I have thought about it in the past when I was having those power issues. I went and looked it up, and this is what I saw, is that it is pretty expensive to get them for every single one of your rigs. So thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. You can check out some other videos right here and right here on your way out.